Morning. You are now listening to the Morning Buzz here at 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. I just made the top of the hour. If you forget, I'm your host, Lara Ziccardi. As always, JT will hopefully be here. I hope he is okay.
We hope he's okay
Yes.
wherever you are,
We love
JT.
you. We love you,
Wherever you
JT. We
are.
love you. Then we have our newscaster, Olive. Hello, Olive. She
Good
is she is
morning.
Cher. She is the Cher of the Morning Buzz. And we have sportscaster Alex Run.
Hello.
Alex is actually going to do our first sportscast.
Thank
Though,
you.
wow. Alex is going to do our first newscast for the first hour. So, Alex, whenever you're ready, take it away.
Macs are difficult, guys. I haven't used one in a while.
Fair enough.
Okay. Advisors to the FDA weigh in on an update for the booster in the fall. In a day-long virtual meeting, a panel of experts advising a Food Drugs Administration came out to general support on the effort to develop a new COVID vaccine tailored to the variant. The committee was asked to vote to any specific recommendations to the agency, but instead discussing the framework of making the discussions about when to change the viral strain or strains used to future vaccines, included boosters. Said said one person on the FDA board. I think we're in uncharted territories because with the SARS CoV 2, a lot of things have happened and never happened before. Dr. Dr. Arnold Montos said, professor emeritus at the University of Michigan and acting chair of the committee. Uh, in other news, the U.S. Capitol Police has apprehended an aggressive suspect accused of attacking a congressman and perhaps other alleged assailants, and unusually, a bold fox. Early today, the police have warned a fox encounter in the area, said they were working to trap and relocate the animal. In local news, a bicyclist was killed by a New Jersey Transit train Monday night. Was Eric Bullard, founder and editor of Press Run, a blog about the media, according to his wife, Tracy Burslin. Bohar was 57, was a veteran writer and media analyst and frequent television radio guest discussing politics and press on CNN and CNBC. He was founder and editor of Salem Magazine, a fellow with Media Matter, and former writer of the Rolling Stone and Billboard magazine. He wrote two books, Lapdog and Who Press Rolled Over for Bush, and blogger on the bus. And in weather, currently it is 45 and cloudy, but till later we're supposed to get a little bit of rain with a high of 54 and a low of 45. And the air quality is 28 and good.
It's good. The kick is good. More like the kick is good.
It's good.
The kick is good.
Good soup.
Good. It's just really funny because not only is Alex delivering our news for hour one, he is also delivering our sports.
Sports. You thought I was just gonna do
Yes.
news? Nah, I'm doing sports
You're so.
too.
I love the energy when you go for sports. It's just
Different person.
Yeah,
yes.
I love it. It's a mode.
Oh, yes.
because it's sports in baseball news. It's official. Today will mark the start of baseball. Tonight, the Mets will be playing against the Nationals at 7:05. But tomorrow we got a real rivalry on opening day for the Yankees. The Yankees will be going against the Red Sox at 7 tomorrow. And in football news, uh not football news, and hockey news, Gardner, who was recorded his 500th NHL career points, who was short with a shorthanded goal last night. So congratulations to him. And tonight, the New York Rangers will be going against the Pittsburgh Penguins, which is a really important game because they are neck and neck in the standings. And tonight, the Devils will be playing against the Canadiens at 7. And in basketball news, it's a really confusing day to be a New Yorker because the New York Knicks went against the Brooklyn Nets, with the Nets winning 10-98. So sorry to all you Knicks fans out there. The Nets they did better. And surprisingly, we have golf news.
Golf.
Golf.
What?
Everybody
Oh,
loves
let me
golf.
do my clap. Yeah.
Doing the same thing.
For those of you who can't see us, we immediately golf clapped, and I hope that you did too. What's the news?
The Masters start today
Whoa.
with
Okay.
Tiger Woods returning after his car crash over a year ago.
Oh, no.
It's to be his first time playing since his accident.
Oh,
And
snap.
I'm really excited to see him because he says that he only plays if he believes he could win. So I think
Mm.
I always root for Tiger Woods because he's the only name in golf I know.
That's fair.
Same.
And well, and not really too good news. Montclair's softball team falls to Keene not once but twice, losing their first game 0-5 and their second game 1-2.
Ooh, tomato.
And if things couldn't get any worse, the Lax team also lost 10-18 against Scranton. But don't worry, softball will be back. Redhawks will be visiting Ramapo on Saturday, and the first pitch is scheduled for 1 p.m. And also, Lax will be back on April 8th. They'll meet at Keystone College at 4 p.m. I've been Alex. This has been Sports.
Thanks for the sports, Alex.
Period.
All I could hear from that last portion for Montclair State is that it's a tough day to be a Red Hawk.
It is a tough day to be a
Yeah,
Red Hawk.
That's what I'm
Confusing day to
Uh,
be in New York. It's a tough day to be a Red Hawk.
It's just a tough day to be in the tri-state.
Yeah.
But we're going to be moving on to some national news, and this is slightly good news. So the Senate is to confirm. How do you say her name?
Tanji?
Katanji?
Katanji?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm so sorry because I didn't read out loud as a child, and it's affecting me in my adult life. But the
Mhm.
Senate is to confirm Katani Judge Brown Jackson to the Supreme Court today, Thursday. The Senate will confirm Jackson to be the first Black woman on the Supreme Court on Thursday, today. Senate Majority Leader Charles Schumer locked in a deal which requires to buy in all 100 senators to hold an initial vote on Jackson's nomination around 11 a.m. Thursday. Today.
Today.
How many times am I going to say today? But after that, Schumer said he expected a final vote to confirm Jackson to take place around 1:45 p.m. I'm assuming this is Eastern time, depending on how long senators want to speak before the vote. Schumer said, quote, "We have reached an agreement for the Senate to conclude the confirmation process of Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson tomorrow. Stay tuned to the Morning Buzz tomorrow for updates." I love how this is what I wrote. Do you want to, I'm going to read you exactly what I wrote. Stay tuned into the Morning Buzz tomorrow for updates regarding updates.
Wow.
That should be the buzz catchphrase. Updates on updates.
Updates regarding updates.
And that is just a buzz theory. So.
A buzz theory. But so Justice Stephen Breyer has said he will not retire until the summer. So Thursday's vote will also cap off a weeks-long sprint since Biden nominated Jackson to be Breyer's successor. So I'm excited to hear what happens, read what happens. You guys are obviously hearing what happens, but I will be reading it with my own eyes. And I'm excited to report on it tomorrow. And I can't believe we haven't had a person of color in the Supreme Court.
Well,
Every time it's a first of this kind, I'm just like, how? Okay, like, and we're still having those, you know what I mean? I guess it needs to be done, but I just can't believe in 2022 we have not expanded our horizons.
Exactly.
You know.
Well, it is not the first person of color. It's the first person, woman
Woman
of color.
It is. I'm sorry. It's the first woman of color.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's
that's
a whole
true.
that's a
Still.
whole half of the nation that's not being represented, so to speak. You know, if
Yeah.
you really think about representation and like what, you know, essentially what these people are there to do,
Exactly.
it's not an equal representation of the people that actually exist.
Exactly.
Anyhow, it's
that's a whole conversation.
yeah.
But I'm excited to see what happens, and you should tune in tomorrow because the Girl Boss group will be reporting on this.
I
Hopefully,
know I will.
Alex is
I
tuning in.
always turn
That
in.
means you should tune in.
Okay.
But Alex, if you want to take it away with the next video story. Wow, guys, I'm off my game.
No.
JT, I wish you were here so you would do the reading and not me. Okay. In video, New Jersey mayor apologized for acknowledging using racial slurs.
Mm.
We have an update on the Clark mayor saying racial slurs. Last week, we reported on how Clark mayor was secretly recording and saying racist slurs and misogynist comments. The township paid more than
Mm.
$400,000 to conceal those recordings under a 2020 legal statement after whistleblower threatened a lawsuit. Clark Mayor Sal Bonaccarso, I think
Yes.
yes, is now apologizing for the things he said and saying video posted online that he is embarrassed and ashamed.
Mm.
His apology represents the first time he had publicly acknowledged using the slurs. He said, quote, "I am here today saying I've made mistakes and I'd like to apologize for the pain I've caused the residents of Clark, my family, my friends, and all those who were offended by my comments. They had the right to expect more of me." Sal said nearly 5 minute video said, quote, "I deeply apologize for my hurtful and insensitive language. It was wrong. I am embarrassed and ashamed to have spoken that way about a race of people."
You're embarrassed that you got caught.
Yeah.
You're embarrassed that you got caught.
I honestly doubt he's embarrassed. I mean, for me, I just feel like, okay, let's take a look at these facts. All right. He was secretly recorded. Now, it does not say by who, but my thing is, you spoke freely
About
around anyone. Okay. Everyone has a phone now. Anyone can record you.
that's exactly.
You felt comfortable enough in your existence, whatever, thinking whatever you think. You felt cool enough to say what you said. So don't be embarrassed and ashamed now. Don't be embarrassed and ashamed now. I don't know that he's embarrassed and ashamed now. You know what I'm
he's
saying?
saying that because I really do think that he's saying all this just because he got caught.
Yeah, definitely because he got caught. If he
That's-
wouldn't get
I don't
caught,
know. I think
It's-
it's more about saving face at this point. I think you said what you said,
I-
but I definitely see both sides. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know where he's coming from because wow, if that's how he really thinks, if people talk like that, I feel like that's how they really feel about
So this person,
people.
I'm referring back to the story that we read last week about this because this is an update from last
Mhm.
week. So apparently the whistleblower recorded the mayor, the police chief, and the supervisor of internal affairs referring to black people with racial slurs.
I mean, this is just like it's systemic.
Like your mayor?
Come
You're a
on.
mayor.
Come on.
Are you serious?
Come on.
That's
It's
out of pocket and
Mm.
disrespectful.
Mm.
very.
Like I wouldn't be comfortable with if let's say I was living in that town, I wouldn't feel comfortable with a mayor like that, not having any sort of regard for people. But that's just me.
You know what? We are exit 151. That is
Mhm.
135. That is not even that far away.
It's
30
not.
minutes.
It's so freaky that, from just a few townships away, we are living like, we're like 50
Oh.
years in the past.
I would also like to quote from last week's story. It says, quote, "Under the settlement, the whistleblower police lieutenant Antonio Montana turned the recordings over to the township." So
Oh, that's right. And then
Mhm.
they basically quietly told him, you can finish off until your retirement if you're quiet about it.
and we'll pay
Yeah.
you $400,000 to not talk about it, which is really messed up, if you ask me.
And they made him complicit in the act because remember we talked about it. If he's in that position, his livelihood is it's at stake.
Exactly.
His
Yeah.
pension was at stake. Remember, they mentioned something about his pension. I said, Lord, they probably had this man up against the wall.
Yeah, we were talking about how he has a family to look after, probably, and himself.
Yeah.
And it's sad that the way America is that you're scrounging for money and you're scrounging to live, all for what? just to survive, which is so incredibly messed up and unfortunate.
Yup. They
Yep.
were trying to rewrite his legacy. But
Mhm.
anyhow,
Did you want to read the next story, Olive?
I would love
Oh
to.
my god, thank you.
Okay. GOP lawmakers introduced version of a Don't Say Gay bill in Ohio. Ohio
Lara.
Republicans introduced a House bill on Monday prohibiting divisive or inherently racist curriculum and banning instruction that includes sexual orientation and gender identity. Oh, Lord.
my God.
The proposal is now facing backlash from local LGBTQ advocates. The bill combines language from Florida's controversial parental rights in education law, dubbed by critics as the Don't Say Gay law, and anti-critical race theory legislation proposed by Republicans in some states. The bill states that curriculum, and this is a quote, curriculum or instructional materials on sexual orientation or gender identity would be banned in classrooms starting from kindergarten through third grade. Okay, so the formative years when we're trying to figure things out. All right, fundamental. In grades 4 through 12, such instruction would be banned if presented in quote, any manner that is not age appropriate or developmentally appropriate for students in accordance with state standards. The bill reads, it is unclear how age appropriate or developmentally appropriateness is defined and applied, which is the issue. The LGBT advocates say the legislation would make LGBT identities taboo again and silence those students and teachers in the classroom. They say that they expect these policies to have negative mental health impacts on LGBTQ youth who are already vulnerable to discrimination and bullying. And I would just like to say,
you go first. I have a lot.
no, because yeah, let me get you started here. From what I know, from what I have experienced myself, the day that you were born, you have these things, you have these parts. So whether or not you have an quote taboo identity, we need to talk about the function of these, parts so that you can make responsible decisions as you get older. And anyhow, is that
you worded that perfectly because we all know how the FCC be.
Yeah.
But why are we making okay? I hate how people are feeling comfortable with themselves nowadays because LGBTQ plus is not as taboo as it used to be, and people are feeling hopefully a little bit more comfortable in their own bodies and with their sexual identity and gender identity. But this is making it so much worse.
And let me tell you,
it's none of their I just want to say to these, I would also like to note that our opinions reflect ourselves, not the station nor the school. But I would like to say to Ohio Republicans, in what way are these people bothering you? Are you just
absolutely no
I'm
way.
standing up.
Absolutely no way.
Are you just unhappy with your life so you want to take happiness from other people? Like, who do you think you are?
Well, here's I'm not gonna say a theory. I'm gonna post and go, as they say.
Post and go.
Okay. Listen, I read the other day the most succinctly put sentence that I think I've read lately. I mean, it almost felt like I was reading for the first time. You know, when you're just like so proud of yourself, or you're like you finally ride your bike for 10 feet when you're learning. It was like this clarity, something had clicked. Somebody was talking about how in this country, once you get to a certain age, you are deemed pretty much disposable and senile, and your opinions don't matter. Yet we have this age group of people running the country. And I just don't understand, because that's really what it is. It's like, if you look at the source, these people, they should be enjoying their retirement rather than worried about this.
Exactly.
Taking steps back. Because if you leave things as they are, we can progress, right? But they are quite literally, they're putting an active effort into what I consider turning the clock back.
As Olivia, I need the mic because I'm trying to do things. As Olivia Rodrigo would say, we're going one step forward and 3 steps backward. And here on the Morning Buzz, we have the joy of not the joy. Definitely not the joy. Not always the joy. But we definitely have the opportunity to report on these kind of stories every day and spread awareness, which is really important because this could happen anywhere.
And that's my thing. Exactly.
That's why I
You know?
always try to like report on stories like this because it theoretically can happen anywhere. And with that being said, we have even more news coming up. So stay tuned for that. We're just going to take a short break here on the Morning Buzz on 90.3 WMSC. We'll be right back. Next gen rudely interrupts me.
Right.
I was ready to thank Weird Al and be like, you know what, Weird Al, you are lucky to be listening to the Morning Buzz. Thank you for that, but no.
But no, it was an iPod commercial instead.
Out of pocket. Out of pocket. Anyway, well, welcome back to the Morning Buzz. I unmuted Facebook too. I am on my game this morning.
There you go.
Woo wee. But it's time to talk more about marijuana
Oh.
Okay.
and the legalization of marijuana.
Mm.
Ooh,
So, Alex,
I will take this story.
you won't take it?
I'll
Okay.
take this one. Montclair only medical marijuana dispensary. Oh wait, let me show it. Sorry guys, I don't usually do the news.
You're doing great.
You're doing
Should I read the headline?
fantastic.
I'll do a little sound effect for you.
Okay. Ascend Dispensary says move to the recreational marijuana to help Montclair produce it. Montclair only medical marijuana dispensary, Ascends, has applied to the state for recreational to expand its organization to include recreational marijuana. Catlin Flishman, Ascend Director of Public Affairs, said the application is being held up as Ascend awaits municipal approval. Montclair was the first municipality.
Yeah, that's probably the right way.
Municipality.
Woo!
Woo! I could read, guys. The municipality in the state to host the medical marijuana facility criteria in 2012. New Jersey was eager to legalize recreational marijuana in November of 2020. In August of 2021, Montclair council member voted to allow several kinds of cannabis businesses in town. Montclair will allow 2 recreational marijuana retailers and 5 other cannabis related businesses, one of each for a cannabis delivery service, a cannabis wholesaler, a cannabis distributor, and a cannabis manufacturer, and a cannabis cultivator.
That's a lot of cannabis.
That's a lot of
Whoa.
cannabis. Ascend, I hope I'm saying them right. Ascend has a dispensary in Rochelle Park and Montclair in a civilization plant.
Cultivation.
What?
Cultivation plant.
Cultivation plant in Franklin, and the dispensary has applied for a license to expand to recreational use for all 3 facilities.
I Oh,
There's more.
there's more.
There's more.
What?
But wait, there's more. The required conditions of the state application includes municipal approval along with proof of sufficient supply to continue to meet the patent need after expansion.
That's crazy, bro.
That's good.
The way the way I was just listening to that and I thought to myself, I just thought, cool story, bro.
That's good.
So I
for
actually
them.
have a story directly. Well, it's tertiarily related.
Is it FCC appropriate?
Absolutely.
Okay,
So
yay. I just have to ask.
well, it has to be. I'm here, right? So
point.
Ascend, I have an experience with Ascend that I really appreciate.
Oh.
So I was walking at the jazz festival, and for everyone who knows anything about the Montclair Jazz Festival, this past year they shut down Bloomfield Avenue, so it was really crazy. And so all the businesses on Bloomfield Ave were like giving out like little treats and stuff like that. And that's when I noticed Ascend, because I was just walking up and down and they were giving out rolling papers, I guess, that were like kind of the business card kind of thing, but they're called Ascend, but like the actual logo is like an arrow pointing down for just like, and I'm like, this is so good. Like, I just can't even. So I had like a whole like 20-minute conversation with the guy. I guess he was the owner, but he was out there himself giving out the papers.
Aw.
And I'm like, oh my goodness, like Ascend with the down arrow. I can't, there's nothing more cannabis culture than that.
I gotta say though, once you ascend, you have to descend.
You do. But I just
Was that Newton's
yeah, I
third law?
can't.
That was funny.
The name and the logo represent, the two groups of cannabis.
I
You know what I
see.
mean?
I
That's what I saw. Like,
I get it.
Oh.
Wait, I think I'm a visual learner sometimes. I learn all kinds of ways. But
Yeah.
I want to see it with my eyes.
the actual logo, yeah,
Because
it's,
that's how I see.
Guys,
that's what I remember from the yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's literally a down
guys,
arrow.
can I say something? This is
Yeah.
pretty crazy. Think about it. Like, not even 5 years ago, like 5-10 years ago, do you think we would have recreational marijuana in New Jersey?
Probably not.
No.
Yes, actually.
Yeah.
Well, we had medical.
I literally, okay, listen, before any of this, I've been saying that people thought I was crazy, okay? I used to say, watch, eventually you're going to be able to buy joints, a rolled cannabis product at a store. You're going to be able to do that. You're going to be able to buy it like you can buy a pack of cigarettes. And people
That's
looked
right.
at me like, I mean, I'm telling you, like I had 10 ghosts growing
not
out of my
federally.
eyes. I don't even know.
Ghosts.
Yeah, not
see.
federally, but I mean, think about it. We can see New York from where we're at. There's
That's
no
very
way. There's no way that we're not going to be able to recreationally enjoy that. And that now it's like that's what you do now. You can go to even just cannabis. What's it called? Like hemp products.
That is very true.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
sell
They sell CBD
CBD in the
oil.
gas station. Like, please,
That's
come on,
true.
come on.
And I was in New Paltz over the summer, and I was in one of the little shops, like the little
Love New
boutiques.
Paltz. Oh yes, I'm
And they were-
obsessed.
And they they sold CBD gummies.
Listen, I'm telling you, listen, there's CBD for dogs.
There
so
is.
please, come on, man. I mean, in any case,
Anyway, we need to move on, and we unfortunately aren't going to be talking about marijuana anymore, but we'll be talking
Darn
about
it.
plastic. So for those who don't know, the plastic bag ban is in effect in New Jersey on May 4th. So may the 4th be with you. No more plastic bags.
Okay.
So grocery shopping from home. So everyone's asking like, what's going to happen for like at-home grocery shopping? So grocery shopping from home expanded because of the pandemic, and shoppers can load up their carts and have their groceries at their front door. And that comes with a lot of single-use plastic bags. Makes sense, right? Because you have to transport it from the store to your house. But what will happen when Jersey bans single-use plastic bags and brown paper bags inside grocery stores? I didn't know about the brown paper bags, honestly. So less than a month ago, no, I can't English today. It's really bad.
Words.
taking a breath. So we are less than a month away from the ban starting, and not every Jersey grocery store has figured out plans. So shoppers and customers are consumed what's going to happen May 4th. And not they're going to know what Star Wars Day is though. But the Department of Environmental Protection, a spokesperson said, I really can't read today. Gosh. I'm not doing really well. Okay. So he said a shop from home orders are still subject to the same bag ban rules as shopping inside the store, meaning grocery stores can't use paper bags to package online orders.
Oh.
And it's unclear if the DEP issued guidance to stores on best practices handling the orders like this. So it's entirely up to each individual store to set their own policies. ShopRite has not finalized their shop from home plans, and nor has Walmart. Spokespeople from both of their companies said in a statement, I can't read today, but they told NJ Advanced Media. So Stop and Shop and Whole Foods, both stores that run their shop from home programs, will pivot to reusable bags. But Stop and Shop is also working on setting up a reusable bag drop-off collection in stores, and clean bags will then be donated to local food banks. So that way you get your groceries in a reusable plastic bag, not just a plastic bag, because those are going to be banned. They're reusable.
They're reusable.
That was
I love how they're like, no more plastic bags. Except for these capitalist giants that clearly don't have plans.
I refuse to pay the 10 cents.
And no, I mean, listen, I think you should pay if you're using it, because I get it. There are states that are making this happen though, that have already banned plastic bags, and it's working out. What is it? A minor inconvenience? I mean, just bring it from home. I mean,
I do forget them, which is the worst.
Well, that's the thing.
Because
we can afford to forget them.
That's true. Now we can't.
But if you go to the store and there's really no bags, if you do shopping for your family and then you look around and you realize like,
no
oh
bags.
My gosh, no bags. Trust me, after that first time, you're going to be so mad you had to buy them, because, that's what they're going to say. Buy 5 reusable ones.
No.
After you do that, believe me, you're not going to be forgetting your bags anymore.
Honestly, at that point, you're just going to have to pull a Costco and put everything in your cart.
That's literally what I was about to say. I was like, there's Costco.
But
and BJ's.
What I've done too,
Sam's Club.
And I like, whenever I can remember to, if I'm getting some stuff that doesn't even make sense for bags, I will ask the store if they have a box I can use, because usually they have usually from the produce or something, and it's gonna get crushed anyway.
What else are they doing with them?
That's what I mean. Like usually they're just in the back waiting. They'll have maybe a few in the front. So usually when I see it, that's when I help myself. But
now, may you guys indulge me in a little tangent for a second. I refuse to pay 10 cents. Give me the bag for free. I grew up where bags are free. Plastic bags are bad. I know they're bad, but you could give me the bag for free. What is 10 cents? What, you buy like 100 bags? That's like, I don't know.
You are literally why that thing exists. Because
I will not bring a bag from home. It is my job. It's not my job to put a bag in a grocery store. I go to the store, I buy the groceries, you give me the bag. I will go to my car with all my groceries loose, because I will not spend 10 cents. I've done it before.
That's what they want. They want you to leave the bag behind.
Montclair, when I came here to get my merch, they were like, do you want a bag? And I was like, sure. And they're like, well, that'll be extra 10 cents. And I had like a couple sweatshirts and pants, and I was like, no. And I left, because I refuse to pay 10 cents. I think it means it's all this capitalist gain, and I don't appreciate it. Give me the bag for free. Stop and shop.
I can see where you're coming from, but I do gotta say, it gonna help the environment.
Yes, plastic bags are bad. I know that, but like, give me the bag for free. Come on.
That's true. I mean, if it was,
I reuse plastic.
You're looking at it the wrong way.
Like, I don't see why. Like, are paper ones even that bad, or are they?
They are, because of the ink. Like, there's thermal ink on it. I mean, I guess some are good, but at the end of the day, they got to process that. Typically, it's got the grocery stores
Logo.
logo on it.
All right, get rid of the
Like,
logo.
let's just
Come on.
use
Like
brown.
some
paper bag.
plain, you're right. Right. I
Like they did
mean,
back in the old days. They just used brown paper bags before there was plastic.
my whole thing is the way things are set up here. ShopRite still has not finalized. Okay, nor has Walmart. Here's my thing. You're already not taxing these corporations a lot of the time. Why don't you try to lead with them? Why don't you make them go bagless and inspire the smaller stores that probably, because I know like smaller stores will probably just keep the bags because, much of your volition, they don't want to mess with their local clientele that's been coming to them for whatever, 15 years. I know in Montclair, it's like that.
Oh yeah.
Like if Saunders just didn't have bags and you went to the hardware store, you'd be like, okay.
Like now I have to bring my bag everywhere.
But I do
Exactly.
think it's good. I think it's a step in the right direction. Do I want to be
Yeah.
inconvenienced? No. I live like right by Acme. And I will literally I will walk there, like enjoy my walk, everything, get there and have no bags.
That's terrible.
Like, are you serious? So listen, I know what it's like, but at the end of the day, the first step in the right direction is to stop making that. And to stop making them, you got to stop using them.
I do agree with the small business idea because they're working extra hard.
Exactly.
More
like
than
make
any
Walmart do it first.
That's what I'm like more
Like-
than any corporation or company.
Thank you.
And I feel bad for the small businesses that are already suffering.
Especially under the gravity
Oh
of
my
the
god.
pandemic.
Exactly.
First of all, Walmart, ShopRite, you know what?
They can
Y'all need to pay your dues, and then maybe you can make a bag for
Give
small
us
businesses.
some.
Each small business in the area, 100 bags.
Last time I went to a Walmart, I was just with my friends and we were buying like dumb stuff,
all right.
and like they just didn't have any bags, and I was like, "Can I have a bag for my stuff?" He's like, "No,
The way he just went no.
no,"
And
and I was like, "Why?" And he's like, "No bags."
no bags. But we don't have bags here either on the morning buzz. We're just gonna take a short break. We'll be right back.
I sincerely wish I knew more of what he was going to say, but every time I ask him in emails, he just won't reply, like what the subject matter is, like what he's actually going to say. So, I don't know.
Yeah, because honestly, like if we don't do it, if we don't do it now,
body, yeah. Soon as you grab me, baby, what's happening? Hope that no one catch me. Leave me.
welcome back here on the Morning Buzz here at 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. So today, right now, here it is currently 7:50 a.m. We're all just vibing, and you know what? I think I'm in the mood for some tea. I really do think I'm in the mood for a nice warm cup of tea. And good thing we have Ashley to deliver the tea for us this morning. Ashley, what kind of tea do we have today? Oh,
I don't
hold on.
know.
I gotta turn the Zoom fader on. Now you can talk.
I think it's giving like, I don't know, chamomile.
We always say
I just like chamomile because I just like it, and I like the tea for today.
chamomile is relaxing.
Mhm.
And I love chamomile. Yeah.
Never had it.
Oh, we'll have to let Alex try chamomile sometime. But take it away whenever you're ready.
So the 64th annual Grammy Awards occurred this past Sunday, and Olivia Rodrigo won 3 awards at the Grammys for Best New Artist, Pop Vocal Album, and Pop Solo Performance. And her first 3 nominations and 3 Grammys. She like won her first 3 Grammys at 19 years old, and she also accidentally dropped one of her trophies backstage and broke it. And
Oh no.
yeah, yeah. BTS member V has revealed that when he whispered in the singer Olivia Rodrigo's ear at the 2022 Grammy Awards, a fan asked V what he whispered to Olivia, and he said, quote, just an important business. We know each other well, right? I didn't even use English, end quote. Another fan said, quote, so Olivia listened to Korean and acted. She was so surprised. You are literally a pro, end quote. And V replied, quote, I didn't say Korean to her. I didn't say Korean to her too, end quote. And V also mentioned on the red carpet at the Grammys that he'd love to collaborate with Olivia Rodrigo someday. So yeah, there's a lot of things like with Olivia and the Grammys. That's why I just like wanted to highlight her.
The Grammys are cool. Did I watch
Yeah.
them? No.
Me neither. I didn't watch it. I just saw like
But-
highlights.
Oh my, that you see, that's what I like about it. Because whenever there's an event, like an awards, I usually care about 2 things. One, actually 3 things. I care, 1, who's nominated, 2, what they are wearing, and 3, who won. All in that particular order. They have to be in that order. Obviously.
Obviously.
But I don't know who else won, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I didn't watch it, to be honest. It doesn't really interest me, but I just like was interested in like Olivia because I feel like she was like the focal point because she was like so young and she like won 3 nominations and 3 Grammys. So it's like a pretty big deal. And she's only 19.
That's crazy. She's
Yeah.
very talented.
Yeah. And she has a lot of things going for her right now. I think her tour started.
Ooh, I would
Yeah.
love to see her on tour.
I think
would
it's all
love to-
sold out, but
Rats.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll talk to Yaz about maybe we'll talk to Yaz about a giveaway, but don't quote me on that one. But that's cool beans.
so I have
Yeah.
another story. Kourtney
Yeah.
Kardashian and Travis Barker got married in Las Vegas.
I'm waiting for this one. Hit it.
So Kourtney Kardashian has confirmed that she did marry Travis Barker in Las Vegas a few days ago, but she can't legally call him her husband just yet. And the reality TV star took to Instagram on Wednesday to share some adorable snaps from the ceremony, and she looks absolutely smitten with the Blink-182 drummer. In the first image, both Kourtney and Travis are seen grinning at one another in their black leather jackets as an Elvis impersonator stands behind them singing. And another picture shows the couple pulling cheesy grins as Kourtney clutches a small bouquet of red roses whilst wearing a pair of dark sunglasses. And Kourtney didn't wear white for the occasion, instead opted for a bright yellow top, which emblazoned with a black and gold cross. So yeah, they did like a typical like Las Vegas wedding with the
That's cute.
Elvis impersonator. That's funny.
That's cute. It's funny because I also read another article that they didn't get married.
I feel like there's a lot of like speculation, but I feel like they did. They definitely did.
I'm sure they did do it.
Because like, why else would they go there and just like
Courtney really said
pretend?
Courtney really said photo op. Ooh.
Yeah, like I saw the pictures on Instagram, and I think there's pictures in the link I sent.
The question is, do you think they'll have kids together?
I don't know. I feel like they're not that they're old, but like I feel like they already have enough kids. Like, why do they need more?
I was just gonna say,
like I feel like they're content.
I was gonna say the same thing. Where I feel like, does he have kids? I think he has kids.
Yeah, he has like 2, I think.
And she has like 3.
He has like 3, yeah.
Oh, I think she's done popping them out.
Yeah.
I can
Unless
say
they want to like adopt, but
You say that?
I think they're done.
I think so too. I just think they're gonna get married and just have a bunch of cats or dogs or whatever she likes,
Yeah.
and they're
I
just
guess
gonna
like
they're
do
just
you
gonna,
think?
they're just gonna kind of live their life.
Yeah. They're probably they're gonna have like dogs.
You know what? I was gonna say yes. I would say Travis is definitely a dog dude.
Yeah.
Like I could see him having a Great Dane or like a German Shepherd
Yeah.
or
I was gonna
Big
say
dog.
like I feel like this wedding was like one of many of their weddings. I feel like since like the Vegas one, they just did it just to like check a box because it's like a fun thing to do. But I feel like they're gonna have like a real wedding, like even if it's like small, like in their backyard or like somewhere like big. I feel like they're gonna have another wedding,
oh
definitely.
yeah. Didn't Justin Bieber and Haley Bieber do that?
I feel like they did. Like I saw
Yeah.
I thought I heard something.
Or was it when Miley Cyrus was married to Liam Hemsworth, I think?
Yeah,
They did
it
something
sounds
like
right.
that.
Yeah,
They did something like that. And that's just two ceremonies. If it works for you, why not?
yeah, and like the
Like
fact that she didn't wear like anything white. I feel like she was probably trying to be different, or like she just did it because like it was like impulsive.
she really said, I'm weird. I'm a
Yeah,
weirdo.
she's different.
I don't fit in. Have you ever seen me with a stupid hat on? What else was the quote? I forgot it. That's not like me. I don't fit in.
She's like,
It's
I'm weird. I'm a weirdo.
yeah, that's weird. Oh,
Weird.
it's weird. Yeah, but I actually kind of like that she didn't wear white.
Yeah,
Only because what is this, her second marriage?
yeah, true.
Yeah, so I kind of get not wearing white for it
Yeah,
because you're kind of like, I've done this already. I'm done. Let's just get this over with.
yeah, and
What
like they had their own spin with like the leather jacket, so like it makes sense because they're kind of edgy. Well, at least he is. And
I
she
was
just like follows.
I was just gonna say he's edgy and she is not. She's trying.
Yeah, she's
She's
like
really
she
trying.
just copies him.
She really said, my I'm going to adopt all of Travis's personality traits.
Yeah,
I couldn't help it. Like, good for her though.
yeah,
Maybe she's finding her true self. I think she's okay. Either she's trying she's either finding her true self or she's just going through her emo phase.
yeah. I feel like it's probably the emo phase, maybe a little late in life, but
Yeah. Speaking of emo phases, you can listen to my emo phase here at 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair Mondays 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. with the one and only Lara Ziccardi, aka me, where I play emo music. And you know what? Maybe I will play Travis Barker on Monday next week.
I actually just remembered she wasn't married to Scott Disick. They were just like together for a really long time. So
She
technically, this is her first marriage.
she wasn't?
Yeah,
What?
I'm sorry, what?
yeah.
I
Like,
didn't even know
I
that.
mean, technically, after a certain amount of years, like you're considered married, but they never.
Did any like they never like people
Yeah.
are just kind of like people are like that. They're just kind of I'm just gonna
Let's see.
be a couple.
Thank you.
Oh,
I
salute.
sneezed.
Salud. But that has been the chamomile tea. Wow.
Wow.
That has been the chamomile tea with Ashley. Thank you very much, Ashley, for telling us what's in the haps with the world of tea. It was quite hot today.
That's how we like it.
You're still listening to
It
the
was-
morning buzz.
It was terrific.
You're still listening. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
That just
Oh.
you gotta let that one soak a little bit, right, Alex? But
Scalding.
that
Simmer.
you're still I can't. You're still listening to the morning buzz here at 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. It's hour 2. It's hour 2.
Period.
It's hour 2.
Yeah, hour
Yeah, hour
two.
2. Woo. That's
Oh,
so
yes.
crazy. Hour
Wow,
2.
Crazy.
Wow, so crazy.
So crazy.
But we have a newscast that we got to get to. So, Olive, whenever you're ready,
Oh,
the floor
yes.
is yours.
Okay, so in world news, one moment. In world news, President Jair Bolsonaro, vetoed a bill on Wednesday that would have provided financial aid directly to artists and other cultural and community programs that were affected by the coronavirus pandemic. And forgive me, Brazilian president, because for me, he's just the president. But in any case, yeah, there's some really sad things going on in Brazil right now. Um, and of course, anything to do with the arts, it's just heartbreaking. This triggered an outcry from lawmakers who vowed to do everything in their power to override this heartless decision. The bill was named after beloved actor Paulo Gustavo, who died last year from the virus. This comes in response to the cultural sector being one of the most negatively impacted communities during this pandemic, and was a light that many were hoping was approved. Bolsonaro claimed that approving this bill would breach the government's financial cap, which is backed with zero evidence or explanation. With a history of silencing ideologically challenging art, it comes as no surprise that the bill was vetoed. Though it passed in the Senate with broad support, Bolsonaro extinguished citizens' hope quite expeditiously. With re-election in October, the future of not only Brazilian citizens but artists specifically hangs in the balance. In local news, Watchung Plaza is in this week's news again with an entirely different tragedy. Well-known writer and media analyst Eric Bowler was struck and killed riding his bike near the Watchung stop this Monday night. Bowler, who's only 57, was a seasoned writer and often appeared on television and on the radio as a political commentator. He was formerly a writer for Rolling Stone and Billboard, as well as the author of 2 books and founding editor of Salon magazine. He is memorialized by his wife, Tracy Breslin, and children, to whom we send our deepest regards and prayers. And in campus news today, we will finally hear all about the project coming out of the School of Communication and Media. I'm so excited to share more about this project, and we're going to be having Professor Mark Efron by the end of the second hour to elaborate on one of the coolest things I've ever heard about. Also in campus news, it's my birthday today.
Happy birthday.
So yes, thank you. This is an amazing way to start my day. So yeah, it's lit. As for the weather, apparently 40% chance of rain right now. Okay, with a high of 54 and a low of 45. Friday, partly cloudy with a high of 63, low of 46. Saturday, partly cloudy with a high of 57, low of 45. Sunday, partly cloudy, 52 is the high, and the low is 39. Monday, a lot of the same, partly cloudy with a high of 61, a low of 37. Tuesday, partly cloudy, but we got 73 on the books with a low of 46. And next Wednesday, partly cloudy with a high of 70 and a low of 55. So not the worst weather ahead.
It's okay.
It's okay.
That 70 degrees on Wednesday is really holding out.
Come
Also,
on.
happy birthday.
Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh. It makes
yes.
I mean to say this with as much love as possible. It makes so much sense that you're an Aries.
Thank you.
Of
I can
course.
only take that the right way.
There's only one way to take that, and that is the right way. I love Aries women.
Thank you so much.
As an Aquarius woman.
And you know what? I do feel the love. So thank you always for having me and for making me feel so at home on Thursday Morning Buzz.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, Battle of the Buzz is soon, and I don't know.
I think
we got
Thursday.
it in the bag.
I think Thursday be the best
I
buzz.
think Thursday the
Come
best
on,
buzz.
I
honey.
think Thursday would be the best
I
buzz.
Thursday is
mean,
the
it's
best
just a
buzz.
buzz theory, but
That's
it's
just
a strong one.
theory.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Come on.
Thursday
now.
best buzz.
JT,
Hmm?
I saw you adjust your mic.
Hi,
How you feeling, my guy?
I'm all right.
Good.
Sorry, I'm late.
No, I'm just happy that you got here safe.
Yeah, we were worried about you, JT.
We were.
Oh, it's fine, okay.
We send all
light
the
is on.
love,
I know it's weird.
but we have to move on to sports.
Sports.
Oh, snap.
Sports news, because baseball is back today with the Mets opening day against the Nationals at 7:05 tonight, and tomorrow the Yankees will be opening their day against their rival team, the Red Sox, the Boston Red Sox, not to confuse with any other Red Sox. And in hockey news, Gardner, whose record is 500th NHL career points with a shorthanded goal, And tonight, New York Rangers are going against the Pittsburgh Penguins, which is a really important game because the Pittsburgh Penguins are trailing right behind the Rangers. We need the Rangers to do good because I like the Rangers. And also tonight, we have the New Jersey Devils going against the Canadians at 7. And in basketball, it's an odd day to be a New Yorker because the New York Knicks went against the Brooklyn Nets, and with the Nets winning 110-98. So sorry to all you Knicks fans out there. You couldn't get it this time, but maybe next time. And in surprising news, we have golf news. Golf news. Yes, the Masters are starting tonight. With Tiger Woods returning to the tee after his car crash over a year ago. It'll be the first time he's playing since the accident. I'm really excited to see what he could do still. And in Montclair news, sadly, it is a sad day to be a Red Hawk because the Montclair softball team falls to Keene not once, but twice, losing their first game 0-5 and their second game 1-2. And things couldn't get any worse for the Lax team because they lost 18-10 against Stockton last night. But don't you worry, guys. They'll all be back with the Red Hawks visiting Ramapo on Saturday for the first pitch at 1 p.m. And on April 8th, the Lax team will meet with Keystone College at 4 p.m. I'm Alex. That's been sports.
So it is a tough day to be a Red Hawk, is it not?
Sadly.
Sad face. It's that time of the buzz
Ooh.
Oh,
where
snap.
we get into confessions.
Mm.
Personally, one of my favorites, if you ask me. But
Come
I'm
on.
a little biased. But I do have a disclaimer before we begin. These are not any of our personal stories. These are by Reddit users under the subreddit r/offmychest.
And this is, even if you think the story is so fitting that it may be, no, it's not. It's
It's
not.
not true.
It's not.
It's not. It's not us. So I would like to start off with, I have a crush on my straight best friend.
Oh,
Exactly.
what kind of tea is that?
So
This is an example of what sounds like it's relevant, but it's not.
so
Anyway, go on.
exactly. I just want to talk about this 'cause this is interesting. So I, 15 male and gay, have a crush on my best friend who I met just this year. He's shy, quiet, not very social, but very interesting, kind, and supportive when you get to meet him. So to cut to the chase, I have a crush on him and sometimes fantasize about him. I like it when I'm not reading that because that's just weird. I don't want to talk about PDA on my show. So yeah, it was just about a hug, and I'm like, don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
But he went. This user said, "What should I do? He's straight." That's when you gotta let it go.
Yeah.
Nothing you
I
could do about
mean,
that one, but sorry.
you're fantasizing about him. I know, sweetie, at 15, this is not going to make sense to you, but let me tell you something.
Ooh,
If
wisdom
you're
from Olive.
fantasizing about him, you know he's straight. Okay, listen. There's two ways this is going to go. You're going to be honest, and it's going to go from there, which could either put, hey, that might even turn out that maybe he's gay.
Maybe he is.
Maybe he's gay too.
is he-
Maybe you don't know. Maybe he's gay for you.
Is
But
he gay or European?
listen, and sometimes a good mix of the two. So it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to know, you're going to have to be honest, or you're going to have to take the facts as they are. Okay. That he's straight and that you are, just on a mental level, you've crossed that line with him already. You got to leave it alone, or you got to be straight up and be ready for you guys not to be friends anymore.
I love how
Or-
Don't
Olive.
do the thing where you're gonna try to catch him slipping. Like, just be straight up with
No.
him or leave it alone.
I agree with that.
Or
You know what I
there's
mean?
a third option. You said you're 15. Well, this is around the time where a lot of people make these decisions for themselves.
Yeah, right.
Or third option, you might come to a realization about yourself. Like maybe I do dabble in the zucchini every now and then. You
Out
don't
of
know.
pocket.
Well, I just think if you're gonna be honest, you have to be ready for the fact that he's straight. That's what he said to you.
Alex, you okay?
People gotta respect your gayness as much as you gotta respect his straightness as much as he respects your gayness.
Y'all good?
you
I love
know?
how Olive is giving this great wisdom, and I just I would
I
like
was
to
not
s-
expecting that at all.
Alex was not expecting the gay or European.
I was just saying you're listening to Olive, and then Laura says maybe he's gay or European, and I was just like, what?
We love
Alex
a
has
good
been
legally
dry heaving for
blonde.
the past 2 minutes over that.
Yeah, it was. It
He's
just came out of left field.
for those who are not tuning in on Facebook, Alex was just crying
Oh my
laughing.
God, that's
Actually
so funny.
crying.
He was
Tears.
tears were falling from his eyes.
I love Hour 2.
I love Hour 2 as well. Hour 2 is great. Hour 2 is I love.
It's really good.
Nothing wrong with Hour 1. I can have favorites because they're ours and not children or my team.
It's a great way to live life, I think.
But that is okay. At the end of the day, just let it go or tell him. So good luck with that.
Yeah.
The,
I guess when I say tell him, I just mean be straightforward. Don't try to have a
Exactly.
movie moment where you look up and you stare and then you try to kiss him without his consent.
like
like,
that's not cute.
That's not cute. You know what I'm saying? So be straight up with, if you don't want to ruin things as they are, what I say is if a friendship is good, don't mess with it. Don't mess with
No.
it because sometimes we romanticize. Listen, gay or not, sometimes we're going to romanticize our friends. And that's
Mm.
not always going to work out in real life. That is not a practical thing.
Mhm.
Sometimes it can happen, but I think at 15, you could stand to do a little more living before you can try to discern that difference and just enjoy your friendship. Enjoy your friendship. And you know what I mean? Maybe, I don't know. It's a really case by case thing, but
a situation that I can't be in, but can provide some like what I would do. But we have to. Our next one's quite interesting.
oh, snap.
JT, are you up to read this one?
Yeah, sure, why not?
All right, cool. This one's a long one, so buckle up, Buttercups.
I'm ready for it.
So I stole thousands of dollars from my elementary school. I never got caught. So I was a somewhat misbehaved child in elementary school. Always be sent to the school office to see the principal at least once or twice a week. At our school, we had a big charity raffle to raise funds for our music and arts programs, giveaways of toasters and the grand prize of a car type stuff. So each kid would be tasked with walking around their neighborhood selling the raffle tickets, to which the buyers would mail or drop off an envelope of cash with their order from directly to the school office. School office kept these envelopes in a big box right next to the waiting room chairs, next to the principal's office. Don't ask me why. So one day while I was waiting to be disciplined for mouthing off to my teacher or causing a ruckus, I accidentally bumped the box and heard the change inside an envelope. An idea popped into my fourth grade mind. I very sneakily opened the letter without tearing it and emptied out the cash, leaving the order form inside and closed up the letter. To my shock, about $40 appeared in my hands. I repeated this process a few more letters until the principal called me into the office. I quickly realized that I could keep getting away with it as long as I kept getting in trouble. So my troublemaking gradually increased, and I emptied out more and more of these envelopes, hiding the cash in an old report card envelope hidden under my mattress. Then went on until fifth grade when they stopped doing these raffles. I don't know whether it was my doing or not, but nobody ever said a word to me or raised suspicions about me. I took stocks of my cash one late night using a toy with a built-in flashlight, and I counted over $1,000. I hid this money away till I got my own bank account in freshman year high school and quickly deposited it. The dedication.
That's what I was just gonna
Um,
say.
That's
Well, I also
That's a good
you're
4
in
years.
fourth grade. How can you actually spend that much money without raising suspicion?
that's true. Like
Also,
if I
we're
had $1,000 in the fourth grade and I was like, "Hey mom, look," she would be like, "Where did you get that money from?" And then there'll be like a whole bunch
I
of
could swipe
questions.
like a couple of quarters for a vending
Yeah.
machine, and the first thing my mom would ask when she found out, it's like, "Where'd you get it from? You don't have a job." So I can only imagine what you're doing with.
1,000. That's also like surprisingly that you hid 4,000, not 4,000, $1,000 for like 4 years, because he had to go through middle school until freshman year of high school. So that's impressive, my guy. Like, I don't condone stealing, but like, good on you.
were there no cameras?
I
Were
mean,
there no cameras?
we don't know when this was. This could have been the 80s for all we know.
You know what? That is very true.
This could also be very.
It's giving. It's
high
giving.
up school where they don't believe their children are ghetto, so they don't believe in a necessity for cameras.
I was gonna say public school because you know what happens. You know, because you know what goes down in public schools, right?
Public schools be crazy.
Public school.
I want to say yeah, but I went to public school and I had a great time and got a great education. So I don't know what's going on now.
I guess. The,
I literally don't know. Like
that's true.
I'm a bit worried because I don't know what's going on.
Because
The kids are too quiet.
yeah, because maybe it's maybe like what JT said, like it is a private school.
Not necessarily private. I was trying to skirt around from saying como se dice white, but
Blanco.
Blanco.
I was gonna say Blanco.
Nah, we play too much.
We do.
Yeah.
It's hour two though, so
I'm
it's
just
okay.
saying it's like they put a lot of security measures on schools in relatively bad, quote unquote, areas, whereas the schools with the real problems, you know, i.e., Euphoria High type schools.
Not
Um,
Euphoria.
Yeah, I
High.
said that. They often don't get as much security because, like, they're like, oh yeah, these little like white children, they don't need anything. So, like, yeah, I've been in many schools and I noticed the amount of security when I went to school in Jersey City
Mm-hmm.
versus when I moved down to redneck Egg Harbor Township. So the difference in security alone, we didn't start getting we didn't start getting security guards until Parkland, Florida happened.
Same.
Mm.
The year after, that's when all of a sudden security mattered in school. And I was just sitting there like, so we never thought we needed security before this.
Yeah, that's usually what happens. Unfortunately, it's sad that one tragic event that has to happen for other schools to take precautions, but it is what it is. Like Alex, our high school had a lot of security.
Wait,
Yeah,
y'all went to
after
the same
Kirk,
high school?
I was literally
after
How am I
the
just knowing
Parkland,
this?
right.
it's crazy.
What?
What?
Okay.
What?
So
Nobody knew y'all went to the same high
Nobody
school.
knew
Oh my
that.
god, we mentioned it like
No, we have.
so many times.
no,
A lot of
no,
times.
my brain has blocked it every time. So where
we
is
went-
it?
I call cat
Passaic-
because I never
well,
heard
right
you.
now we went to Passaic County Technical Institute,
Oh,
But
that's
now-
lit.
not Passaic County Vocational School.
Passaic County Technical
Oh
Vocational
yeah, the
Schools.
name
There you go.
change.
It's
Yeah.
because of
will
the
have
STEM.
people
It's
bugging.
because of the
Because
STEM building.
STEM
Because
kids.
I know why they changed it though.
Because it's its own district now, right?
Exactly, because if they were to build another school, they would have had to make it a district.
I call
Yeah.
cap. Y'all, I have never heard it mentioned before. Laura, you mentioned
She
your
was
high
a
school.
sophomore when I was a freshman.
That's very true.
No, you mentioned your high school about once a week, especially that you work there.
Like, oh yeah, I
I've
do
heard
work there.
Alex mention his high school maybe a total of 3 times since I've known him.
Yeah, because I work there. You know, I'm a
And I
AV
just went there
technician.
and left.
For real, that's kind
Yeah.
of lit.
I got a job. But anyway,
Yeah,
we're gonna
yeah.
be taking a very. Oh, I have to rise from my chair. We're gonna be taking a very short break here on the Morning Buzz. We have some very fun stories up and coming, so you guys better stay tuned.
What if I don't want to?
Her.
Welcome back to the morning buzz here at 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. We are in the final stretch, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I have more sports news.
More sports.
Sports!
Sports.
Alex is going to do the pleasure of reading us sports.
Sports. Hold on 1 second, Lara, because my computer died. I have to use Laura's Mac, and
Is it being weird?
yeah, because I haven't used this new fancy Mac.
Oh no.
Oh.
I'm so fancy. Do you need help?
I will find the story.
Okay. You got it.
I got this. I'll
He
scream when I
said,
get
I'm
it.
an
Here.
independent woman. I
I
got
don't know
this.
how much I can play.
Did you wait? Did you move into hour 2?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, I don't know how much I can
There
play.
you go. I got it.
I can't play that much of it. Go ahead.
Yankees great. Yankees great. CC Sabathia has a big new job with the MLB.
Good job.
Big new job. Big stuff happening. CC Sabathia has a new job and has joined the Major League Baseball from the non-sports press. Peace. Like Laura, because she. Oh, okay. Sabathia is a former professional baseball pitcher for the New York Yankees who played for 19 seasons in Major League Baseball. He'll work as a special assistant to the commissioner Rob Manfred, weigh in on players' relations, diversity, equality, and inclusion of social responsibility, youth participation, and broadcasting. Manfred said, quote, "We are excited to have CC Sabathia join the commissioner's office to work on some of the most important initiatives. We welcome CC's positive energy, strong character, creative mind, and civic mind approach in building an effort to strengthen the game and diversity of the sport. We give back to the community. CC has a powerful voice in baseball, and we value the perspective and he will bring to our office.
I would like to shout out Ben Petrick, who is our associate programming director, who sent me this story, and he's like, "Oh, this would be great for the buzz." And I'm like, you know what? Sports are great. Sports are cool. Let's do sports.
Sports
Sports.
are great.
Sports.
Sports
This-
are cool.
Yeah.
This is pretty good. I really like this because of all CC Sabathia has been through, and he was a good pitch. He was a really good pitcher, and he went through a little bit of battle with an addiction. So it's good to see him being back in baseball and using his voice for much more a very positive initiative that the league is trying to do.
Yeah, I agree with that statement. That's good news, and I'm glad that he is doing well. We're gonna talk about the absolute opposite of sports. So video gamers are
Esports.
doing a world of good. Fortnite raised $144 million for Ukraine. I couldn't really believe when I saw this, and I'm like, okay.
What?
So game developers are raising money for Ukrainians both inside and outside the company, with donations rivaling the grants from the US government. Ahead of the release of their new gaming season, Fortnite developers Epic Games announced that all proceeds would go to a variety of organizations providing aid and relief to Ukraine. In the first day, they raised 36 million, and in 2 weeks, they raised 144 million. Epic said that the money will go to direct relief, the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, the United Nations Children's Fund, and the World Food Program. Gamers and the video game industry are renowned for being extraordinarily generous, and other game companies are also pitching in millions. Microsoft, League of Legends developer Riot Games, and the Humble Bundle have all announced donations. Net proceeds of those recent sales, totaling more than 26 million, will also go toward Ukrainian relief, which is actually really good news. I'm glad. First of all, I love Good News Network because we have all this other news in hour 1, and it's a lot, and sometimes it's really, really depressing. So it's really good to hear that people are doing good in the world, good for this world. Yeah. And I honestly wouldn't think Fortnite.
I don't think anybody would think Fortnite could Well, they obviously have the fan base, but I didn't think that they would be able to raise $144 million for Ukraine relief.
That's a lot of money.
And that's a terrific way to use your platform to help people who really need the money right now.
Oh, I agree with that statement. And thank God there's some good in this world.
Yeah. These are
But-
the stories that gives me a little faith in humanity.
These are the stories that we and myself give the pleasure of telling you guys this morning.
Yeah.
Definitely helps us along.
Yeah, I haven't played Fortnite and I've only played Fortnite once. Like it's not for me personally,
Mm.
but they have given me not given me, but this is a lot of my respect goes towards them for doing this because these are the people that we need in this world.
Yes. I haven't played Fortnite in a hot minute, but I don't know. My friends keep on asking me to play, so maybe I'll play it.
Maybe you should.
Maybe I'll play now.
You know, right now
Right now. Bye, guys.
on the morning
Right
buzz.
this second.
I'm gonna go play Fortnite.
You're gonna
Later,
play
guys.
Fortnite right now on the morning
Okay,
buzz.
On the
bye.
morning buzz.
On the morning buzz?
On the morning buzz.
You're gonna play Fortnite on the morning buzz.
Yes.
If you want to play video games on air,
Fortnite
you
on
should
the
tune in
morning
for
buzz.
Boss Level, which is
Mhm.
at the ungodly hours of 10 on Thursdays to 12 on Thursdays.
10 p.m. to 12 a.m. on Thursday.
See,
Yeah,
Wow.
Eastern time.
Yes.
But yeah, don't worry, Alex. I'll set up the stream for you right here on Facebook.
We're gonna crank. I don't know Fortnite terms. I was
don't
gonna
know
say
either.
crank stuff, but I don't know what I could say on air, and I don't want to be a little too mischievous.
The dump button looking a little nice right now. If you gonna say something,
We're gonna go to
Yeah.
Loot Lake and get the battle pass. Am I right,
Gotta-
guys?
Number one victory royale. Yeah,
Yeah,
Fortnite.
we're
We about to get down.
Oh,
Get
no.
down to kills on the board right now. It's like that tomato town. My friend just got
Tomato
bound. I revived him while we're heading
He's
southbound. There's something a bunch of jumbling words. Move ahead in the mark. Take me to your Xbox. Play Fortnite today.
And not Loot Lake.
Not
that's what it's
for
called.
night today.
I really want to.
Chug
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 with
with
you.
you. We could be pro Fortnite gamers.
ladies and gentlemen, that's the morning buzz.
This
That-
is the Thursday morning buzz.
The best buzz in my opinion.
Yeah, I think we're not the most chaotic. We're just the most
That's Monday.
meme-like.
We're the most. That's
Not
all.
the most meme like. Free Shavakadu.
There we go.
Yeah.
Is that a new one? I've never heard that one.
Free Shavakadu.
You should keep an eye out for the future because Battle of the Buzz is coming up very soon. And you should check out our socials for the awesome video.
Oh, that
Awesome.
was such a good video.
The awesome promo that our VP coordinator Kelly Marr has made for us. So
I'm glad you brought that up because I was sick as hell when I saw it yesterday.
Ugh.
I was like, there they go.
right.
I was so happy, but I also wanted to be in it. But also, I'm just happy
know.
it exists
Me,
because, like, are you serious? We gotta come with our A game, yo. We gotta the news better be popping off that
it's
week.
gonna be.
All right,
I'll do my best.
it's gonna be amazing.
But with that being said, we're going to do some weird news for now.
Kenny just
Hey.
texted me, said that Fortnite duet thing might be the worst thing I've ever heard.
Well, that's really unfortunate, and I'm so sorry. That's what you get for listening to the Thursday morning buzz.
Bruh,
The Thursday morning.
bruh.
Snap! I was not ready.
I smell a short coming on.
The bonk bonk. The Thursday morning. The Thursday morning. The Thursday the Thursday morning. The Thursday morning.
That was definitely the best.
I
one.
like
you
that
having
one.
fun?
I'm having a great time.
You are?
The Thursday
You're enjoying
morning.
yourself?
there.
The Thursday morning.
General Kenobi.
I want to do one more.
Just one more? Okay.
I wanna do one more. The
That's-
Thursday
that's what
morning.
the
Mr.
Kind of like that too.
Worldwide.
All right, we're
The
gonna do.
Thursday. Do.
Don't give her ideas.
Listen, y'all.
You said one more, ma'am. That's enough.
I have one more. The Thursday morning.
Jason
Derulo.
Okay,
Okay.
that's enough.
We're
Say your
gonna-
10 and get out.
All right, we're gonna
Honestly,
do
that was great.
we're gonna do weird news. We're gonna do weird news right now, Alex. You wanted to read this one, so take it. away.
Yay, guys! I think I found a new job. I think I might. I think I might have found a new job. The the Antarctic Post Office is hiring, and counting penguins is a part of the job. A UK post office is hiring and winning candidates, willing
Oh,
candidates.
Is hiring and the winning candidates will.
Oh, okay.
You got it.
I got it. The winning candidates will spend 5 months on an Antarctic island surrounded by a handful of colleagues and thousands of penguins. Colleagues and thousands of penguins. For the first time since the start of the pandemic, the UK Antarctic Trust is hiring a seasonal team. The staff is to work at Port Lockroy, Port Port Lockroy Post Office, Museum, and Gift Shop. Okay, on Rounder Island in the Antarctic Peninsula. Vicky Inglis, one of the station previous postmasters, says the gig is an opportunity of a lifetime, though not for the faint of heart. Vicky worked at Port Lockroy during the 2019-2020 summer season. She says, quote, we did have to dig our way through snow to get access for the first time when we arrived. She also added that they had to quote none of the modern luxuries that we're used to. For background, Port Lockroy was the first permanent British scientific research base established on the Antarctic Peninsula and originally operated between 1944 and 1962.
Alex is going to
I'm
leave
going-
the morning buzz and going to go to Antarctica to count penguins.
Yes. Well, when I go, I'll give you guys updates. I'll send you like videos. I'll be like, that's like 12 penguins right there, guys. Look at all them penguins.
Look at all those chickens.
I feel like if you got this job, you would be like, oh my god, I get to do mail in Antarctica and count penguins. And that would be fun for like a week. And then you'd be like, oh snap, I gotta do this for the next 5 months.
And you just kind of be like,
Yeah.
you would just be. I love
And
the
mostly
sound
just like
effects. You just be kind of.
and don't
But-
forget the
But one thing I have in this story, who's going to that gift shop?
I don't know.
Who?
I don't. You know
They-
what? You know
I
what?
feel like Alex
would
is
go.
the one to try and talk the penguins to starting a revolution of some kind.
To the revolution.
My
Like,
penguin
I
army.
feel like Alex would be like, okay, this is your happy feet moment.
Oh
Let's-
my
no,
god.
no, no, no,
Giving
no.
me some ideas,
You have to hear
JT.
me out. You have to hear me out.
Oh no.
Surf's
Whenever
up.
somebody says hear me out, no.
No, I'm standing up for this because I feel very strongly about
Powerful?
this topic. Surf's Up is the superior penguin movie, and I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear otherwise.
Wow.
Happy Feet is
Cat.
mid. Happy Feet is mid. It is mid.
You can't even hit the button. That's how
Leave me
wrong you
alone,
are.
JT.
Sit down.
Leave me alone, JT. It is mid. It's mid.
You can barely
It's
hit the
mid.
button.
It's mid.
Sit down, sweetheart.
Look,
You
I
lost this
thought
one.
your favorite penguin movie would be Penguins of Madagascar.
No,
Why did you do that?
we
Alex?
are not gonna
I'm about to
do.
fire you.
Oh,
Why did you
no.
do that?
You can't fire me. You can't fire me, boy. Welcome to the
Are you
chaos.
okay this morning?
Oh, I'm fine this morning. Well,
No one is fine.
this is just
You right
the
about that.
chaos for hour two.
Chaos.
Chaos!
Woo!
I can't help it. Especially with especially with my strong opinions on penguin movies. I have really strong opinions on penguin movies.
Happy Feet
Anyway,
is superior. That's
No,
all.
it is not. Surf's Up is the superior one. And we are
What
going
about Surf's Up
to
2?
That's a lie.
take a very short
WrestleMania?
break because we have an interview to get through. So you better stay tuned.
Purr.
I have to unmute Zoom. Welcome back to the Morning Buzz here at 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. We have a very special interview today with Professor Mark Efron. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Morning Buzz.
It is such a pleasure to be here with the three of you.
Yes,
Aw,
thank you so
And,
Thank
much.
you know,
you.
I started my career when I was in college, working like you guys at the college radio station, and that kind of launched my media career. And so I have a very special place in my heart for what you guys do and for this wonderful radio station and for Annabella and everybody who works here.
Well, we
Oh,
really appreciate you coming
Professor
on.
Efron, that was so heartfelt. And
It was.
thank you so much for having us as well, because I've been teasing this for weeks on end. It's like every time I'm like, so there's a little project, like literally a little gremlin under the bridge, but I can't tell you. I can't tell you. So we are like so very excited to have you here so we can learn more about this amazing initiative that's coming out of the School of Communication and Media. Let's not even waste any time. Why don't you tell us?
So
Yeah.
we're launching what might be the first university streaming service in the country. There may be others, but we haven't found them. So I kind of put that little asterisk on. And basically, the idea is, we as the School of Communication and Media always want to give our students the opportunities that's going to launch them and propel them into careers in media. And one day about a year ago, I couldn't sleep, and I was just thinking about all the great media we have here. WMSC, Montclair News Lab, Red Hawk Sports, the Montclarian, which has been around for 100 years. And I thought about, okay, these are all wonderful, and what's missing? Some universities, School of Communications and Media, have their own TV station, right? But as we all know, the traditional television station, it's not that I don't want to say it's passe, because I have, I grew up in that world, but there's so many other things that have come on board. And I started thinking about streaming. And I thought, boy, wouldn't it be great, crazy idea, middle of the night, 3 a.m., if we were able to start for the School of Communication and Media a streaming service where we had the best of WMSC, Montclair News Lab, Red Hawk Sports Network, all of the student films, or many of the student films that are made, a lot of the programs and shows that Professor McClellan and his students do, the Video Production Club. So, I went the next day to Dr. Strudler, my boss, the director, and we just started spitballing. And here we are about a year later, and we're ready to launch. And we're not, we're calling this a soft launch. Olive, I assume everybody calls you Olive on this.
Absolutely.
Okay, because so I had to call you Kimberlyn.
I know.
We call her the
Fun
Cher
fact.
of the Thursday morning.
Yeah,
Buzz.
that's right. She's one name, Olive, right?
Fun fact, when I got my last degree, they literally announced my name as Olive, and that was not planned. The
Yeah.
guy was my department head, and he's like, who the hell is this?
Yeah, I had to do. I offered to do a reference letter, recommendation letter for Olive, and my first line in it was, read Kimberlyn and all of it. I said, I will not refer to her as Kimberlyn because I don't know her that way. So get over it.
That's actually
So,
very true.
yeah, right.
Isn't
It's
that
true.
insane? I love it.
So what we're doing is we're really doing a soft launch, guys.
Yes.
And so what you see now when we launch next week is not what it's going to look like next fall when we come back to campus, and the spring after that. So we're starting small. We're starting with a lot of what we call VOD, video on demand. So it'll be a scaled down version of the kind of streaming experience, a user experience that you get when you go on, Netflix or Disney Plus or Peacock. Obviously, we're not going to have those millions of hours of programming.
Right. Not yet.
Unlike Disney, we're not going to have all of the Marvel universe. Although I have heard Dr. Strudler referred to as Darth Vader, but I haven't said that. So no, but anyway, I'm kidding. So, but what we are going to have is we're going to have Montclair News Lab newscasts. We're going to have all the great material and games from the Red Hawk Sports Network. We're going to have the edited versions of the Morning Buzz, the very show that we're on
The
now.
one and only.
The one and only.
The one
We
and
also
only.
have some great music from the Cali School of Music on there
Oh
now.
yes.
This is what we're launching with. What we're going to be adding as we go along is for those of you who are Montclair students or come to campus, when you walk into the School of Communication and Media, on your left is the presentation hall, but there's a little alcove there which is now a construction site, and that's going to be a very nimble digital studio. So right now we have great television studios and control rooms, really state of the art, but they take X number of people to run. We want to make the production seamless and simple and fast. So we're also augmenting that with a digital production facility where we'll be able to have, students who are trained on using it, one person run it, robotic cameras. It's being built now. And so once we have that in the fall, then we'll be able to add to Hawk Plus, I'm hoping, daily programs that we do live right there and stream right to the Hawk Plus network. I'm hoping to do daily news. I would hope that we would collaborate on some way with Red Hawk Sports Network to do
A
some daily
visual
sports.
iteration of Olive Only show.
Olive Only. When do you graduate? Are you here next
I'm,
semester?
this is my last semester,
So,
but
okay, so
but there's nothing that says you won't need some type of maybe junior staff to help out.
yeah,
I
you
mean,
know, you never,
Alumni.
you know what I'm saying?
alumni, you never know, right? You never know.
I plan to go right to Feliciano, so I will be still right
Ooh.
here.
Oh, you're going right this.
I'm
Okay.
going right for
Wow.
master's
Your
in
master's.
business.
Okay,
So
yeah, that's
like,
great.
come on, let's keep
Some
it
kind of
relevant here.
some kind of business, the business of hip hop.
Oh,
You know,
which
we could,
which I have a master's in already.
Oh.
There
but
you go, a master's of life.
At the
I'm
right?
University of
Masters
Dr.
of
Hip
life.
Hop. Okay,
Dr.
period.
Hill. So anyway, so that's the plan. The first live event that we're going to work on is, we do this year-long focus disruption. WMSC is a proud partner along with all of our other media platforms. So on April 27th, 3 weeks from yesterday, we're going to be taping our award-winning hour, which involves news stories and guests and interactive. And then we're also going to be doing a colloquium live that day, hosted by one of our students with guests talking about what it's like coming back from the pandemic. And
Wait a
and
minute.
life.
Casey is heading that, isn't she?
No, it's Grace.
Oh, okay. Pardon me.
I mean, I don't know who's Casey.
I know that Casey Steinhilber, she's going to be coming back to do some
Oh,
type of.
Cassidy.
Cassidy is what I meant. Why did I say Casey?
You made me
It's
feel
still
stupid there for a
early.
minute.
Why? Yeah, and actually, I haven't had coffee yet.
Cassidy's
So.
going to be a guest in there.
I'm
So
so
one
excited
of
for
the
that.
things we're doing is we have an idea not tested, but we're going to test it out on Hawk Plus. Carter Winter, some of you know Carter. Carter is going to be roaming around the SCM that day with a very nimble little camera with all this activity going on, interviewing the guests when they're getting ready to go on to tape the segments for the focus, introducing the colloquium, which will also be broadcast live. So really, we're doing the soft launch, but our first big live event day is April 27th. And what we're hoping for is a hard launch, big launch during homecoming.
Yes.
And we're going to collaborate with Red Hawk Sports Network, the football game. We're going to collaborate and cover live events. We haven't figured it out yet, but we're going to do that. And so it's going to grow and morph. And I think the most important part of this is that this is preparing our students for the world that is, not the world that was, but the world that is.
I was going to say, students are getting a hands-on experience.
In running a streaming network. Oh my gosh.
You've never heard of this before.
How great is that? And so, I have a bunch of students who are already interning for me. Joseph Giordano, Chloe Swift, Katie Lawrence, and they're getting it's almost like getting a degree in how do you set up and running streaming. And then what the next generation, although Joe will still be with us in the fall, and I assume Katie will too, Chloe's graduating, is how do you schedule it? Because once we get rolling, we're going to schedule this on a smaller version of how Disney Plus schedules Disney Plus. When do we drop shows?
Right.
How does it work?
Right,
All
right.
that stuff. So for the students, I imagine if you have on your resume that you worked on a streaming network, there aren't a whole lot of other schools of communication and media in this country who can have students who will say that and who can say they were a part of it. And my goal is to spread it beyond the School of Communication and Media. But we're, as I said, Olive, we're going to start small.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we're only doing a soft launch next week.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, as I said at the beginning, the Hawk Plus that you see, by the way, it's hawkplus.tv. But
Ooh.
that you see next week is not going to be the one that is. Also, we're going to be launching probably sometime in the fall a mobile app. We're not
Right, the
there.
app.
What we want to do is we want to really kind of road test and perfect the web version, and then we'll get to the mobile app. That'll have to be built, but we don't want to build or get that built. We're working with great partners who really know the space. We're by far their first university client, and one of the reasons they took us on was because they see this as a really growing concern for them, the university business, and nobody's doing it. So we're learning
Who
with them.
better to do it?
Who
And
better?
by the way, I do want to tack on, because I've been working on this project alongside Professor Efron and my teammates coming out of Hawk Communications. There is an opportunity for alumni to get in on this. I know we're working on some messaging right now to reach out to
Yep.
that community, but this is an opportunity that extends beyond just the folks on campus, because there is such a rich legacy of, media folks coming out of here. I mean, I was just speaking to forgive me, I don't remember her name, but she was a guest speaker.
She's not going to feel good if you don't remember her name.
I don't, but the point is, she works
Who
at the
is she?
school.
Who is she?
I can't remember her
What
name
does
right
she
now because
do?
I don't know her personally. I don't know. That's the thing. She came to speak, but she got a communications degree from
Yeah.
here when the communication school was 3 rooms in Life Hall.
Yeah.
And so,
come on.
even myself, being in this school that's less than 10 years old, doing something so what will be historically prolific, is such an exciting thing. And it makes a lot of sense for us. I mean, we can see New York from here. I always tell people, Montclair, Essex County, and, this part of the tri-state area, we are literally the center of the universe. Like, if you make it here, you can make it anywhere. And so just to have this opportunity come so close to New York, out of the School of Communication and Media, on Montclair State's, on Montclair State's campus,
Right.
which is one of the most forward-thinking universities on this side of the country.
A big reason why I am here is because of our fantastic communications department.
Hello.
And also,
And look at her running it. Like,
Stop.
look
come on.
look at her with that big shirt that she's wearing.
Oh yeah,
So-
Come on.
from
so-
Target.
There you go. As my late mother used to call it, Target.
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 I love
but yeah, I love Target.
Oh.
But you mentioned alum, and think about once with all the productions we're doing here, we have the Focus coming up, we have the Student Production Awards coming up. We always give out, oh, you can see this on YouTube, or you got to go here, you got to go there. Imagine if parents have the app and alum have the app, and all you have to do is go to the app and you're going to see all these productions. And again, it'll take us a year, 2 years, 3 years. I really don't care, because I want this to evolve organically, and I want the feedback from students and faculty and alum and parents to kind of guide us as to what kind of content they want to see, and then how we do that. So we're starting small, but then we hope to evolve as we go along.
Listen, even Netflix started with DVDs,
That's
right?
very
Even Netflix
true.
was not
It's very
Netflix as we
true.
know
Right.
it beginning. So
And I actually have a really interesting question
Of course.
for you. So I would love to ask, because we are obviously radio, and radio is really audio based at this point. But I was reading the Montclarian, and the Montclarian actually says, quote, as Hawk Plus starts to soon, students will be able to start viewing live streamed events all over campus and listening to WMSC's Morning Buzz. We are still listening to the Morning Buzz. But I just wanted to ask out of curiosity, what is this going to look like for the Morning Buzz and WMSC?
Well, again, I think that's one of those things that we evolve. What we've talked to Annabella Poland, your great general manager, about is taking the stripped down version of the show. I guess it's like 35 minutes once you take out all the breaks.
Yeah.
Depends.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I've been looking. I've been
Depends.
looking. And so we'll run that. That's what we'll run. As we go forward, we are open and would, you guys bring in bands, right? So
Mhm.
that would be great to broadcast live. So again, we're going to look at everything and figure out what our capacity is to stream it. And then as we move along, I'm hoping that we do more WMSC, we do more Montclair News Lab, we do more Red Hawk Sports, we do more of the productions, we do guests who come into the presentation hall, we do big events, we do all that stuff. And again, we're going to have to kind of ease our way into it. And I think once we get launched next week, we then have till the end of this semester and then the summer to really kind of ramp up for the fall. So we're open for business, as they say.
We're curious. There's been a buzz around that. Okay.
I have to play it.
And not just in the morning.
I have to play that.
Okay, we have a question. So students are curious, what is the subscription model going to look like?
It doesn't cost any money, if that's what you mean. So
Well,
when
I
you
think people want to hear that from the source.
oh yeah,
though, you know what I mean?
It's the cost we think is very reasonable, $0. And the
we call that freemium, people.
Right. So the cost is, our plan is to always keep it free for students. And, at some point, if there's another model that involves alum, once we get up and running, we'd look at that. But this is for students, by students, to be consumed by students. And again, to me, there's two parts to it. One is the service, being able to download and, video on demand, which is cool. But the other is for students to get involved and get their hands on. And, if you're working at, if you're involved in radio, what I love about radio is that radio, people have wrongly called for that radio was on its last legs.
Mhm.
30 times in the last however many years. TV was going to kill radio.
Yep.
Cable was going to kill radio. Every time radio not only survives, but mutates in a good way.
Okay.
With podcasts.
Yes.
And I think now when you look at even the groundbreaking work that you guys have done, first with iHeartRadio and with your YouTube channel, we're all kind of omni media consumers. We listen, we watch. There's no distinction anymore between media. The New York Times was once a newspaper. It now produces I don't know how many thousands of hours of video a year.
Right.
CNN was a cable channel. Now its website competes with the New York Times. I mean, so we're all kind of in this big stew of media, and yet the New York Times is distinct, CNN is distinct, WMSC is distinct, Montclair News Lab is distinct. This is just another way for the great work that our students do to get out there to more people.
And I do think having all this content to consume and having one place to access all of it is a great thing to have and a great opportunity to be a part of. And I hate to cut this interview short.
Okay.
But with that being said, you have been listening to the Morning Buzz here at 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. Thank you, Professor Efron, for joining us this morning.
It's been my pleasure. I've enjoyed it. Anytime you want to do updates on Hawk Plus, You know where my office is.
Oh, trust me, I know
Oh
where your
my
office
gosh.
is.
I sometimes lock it when I see Olive. No, I'm kidding. I don't.
The thing is,
I'm
he
kidding.
can't come from behind his desk fast enough. So then by the
It's,
time
oh my God, I
he's-
gotta go. There
he's gonna
comes
get
Olive.
up.
Close
Yeah,
the door. What are we
we
gonna
need
do?
an Olive alarm.
Goodbye.
Most people do.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys stay update. We will be happy to update you on Hawk Plus throughout the upcoming process, and make sure to tune in tomorrow to tomorrow's morning buzz, same time, same place, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. And with that being said, thank you for joining us this morning. Have a great day.
Sit back and